Hello and welcome to York Art Gallery. I'm Emma Double and I'm this year's Friends of York Art Gallery Research Scholar. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the gallery's work by the Italian Renaissance artist Bernardino Fungai. Fungai was a native Sienese artist working in the late 15th and early 16th centuries. Relatively little is known about his life, though he appears to have spent it in and around Siena.
He trained under another Sienese artist called Benvenuto di Giovanni, helping to paint the cupola of Siena's Duomo as an apprentice, or garzone. His known works are of religious subject matter and appear in numerous buildings in and around Siena. His work is characterised by a lively use of colour, an adept use of gold gilding, and particularly bold storytelling.
In 1498, Fungai was commissioned to create the main altarpiece of the Church of Santa Maria dei Servi.
This altarpiece, called the Coronation of the Virgin, was created between 1498 and 1501 and sat above the high altar of the church for all to see. The main panel of the altarpiece still sits there today.
York Art Gallery has three panels from this altarpiece. They originally appeared below the main panel of the altarpiece in a series called Predella. Predellas often depict stories, such as the scenes from the life of Christ or scenes from a saint's life. The Coronation of the Virgin altarpiece had 5 panels in a sequence depicting the life of St. Clement. The Fungai works are currently displayed on a wall with other altarpiece fragments. The central panel, side panel and predella panel arrangement echo the fact that they were all originally from far larger devotional artworks. The panels here show exciting scenes from the saint's life, which Fungai has masterfully brought to life. This panel is called St. Clement Striking the Rock and is the third scene from the life of St. Clement in the predella. It shows St. Clement in his papal cope and tiara performing a miracle.
According to legend, as the third bishop of Rome, Clement was taken as a prisoner by the Romans after converting too many people to Christianity. He was made to work in a quarry in the heat on a penal island called Chersonesus with many other Christian prisoners. The prisoners were made to walk 6 miles for water, so Clement prayed to God for relief. The Lamb of God appeared and pointed at a rock, and water sprung forth. Fungai has depicted this in the foreground of the work, Clement standing next to the lamb and gushing rock with his pickaxe and wearing his papal dress. The background also features aspects of the story. One can see many Christians being baptised upon hearing of his miracle, and in the distance we can see prisoners quarrying large rocks. Fungai has really brought these works to life through depicting multiple scenes in the same painting, and using a lively cast of characters and bold colours.
In this action-packed panel, called the Martyrdom of St. Clement, Fungai depicts Clement being hurled into the sea with an anchor round his neck by the henchmen of the Roman Emperor Trajan.
The large Mediterranean ship, or carrack, of this period dominates the work, so our attention is drawn to the ill-fated saint hurtling from the ship towards his watery grave. Fungai has highlighted this by warping the perspective and scale of his work. The vessel appears enormous by comparison to the land depicted in the foreground. Technically, the trees should be far larger, but here they appear as tiny shrubs in the foreground, while the vessel, its crew, and the unfortunate saint appear huge by comparison. The mausoleum in the background also reminds us of the myth of St. Clement. According to the myth, apparently the sea would recede every year on the anniversary of his martyrdom to reveal a mausoleum, where his body would be found intact with the anchor. Christians could then come and visit his tomb to pay their respects. This is what Fungai has depicted in the background here, with mysterious veiled figures approaching the tomb. This would have been the last panel in the predella.
This panel is called the Dead Christ Surrounded by Angels, and originally reminded the viewer of Christ's sacrifice. This would have been the symbolic central panel of the predella.
This shows a traditional format of Christ appearing from the tomb supported by angels, yet the work is more unusual through its background details. One can see sinking ships, mysterious figures, and the rock of Golgotha appearing behind. Similar attention to the landscape and similar background details can be seen in all the panels, such as the ships, and the interesting shrubbery and rock details. The characteristic blue Tuscan skies can be seen throughout the panels, including the main panel. This helps to identify that they were all from the same work.
Let's now see what some of the gallery's visitors think of when they view Fungai's predella panels. Colourful, storytelling, religious.
Yeah, brilliant. The name of God is breaking the stone over the water coming out. That's sort of like the Old Testament, isn't it? The richness, the gold, Christ. It's like a window, stained glass window coming up.
For some unknown reason, and I'm not American, but it reminds me of the landing at Plymouth of the Pilgrims.
That's really lovely, and then this would be, I'm not sure what that is. It looks like Noah's Ark, but it's in the wrong order, isn't it?
Fungai was a Renaissance artist from Siena, born in the 16th century, but today he is undoubtedly one of York's most masterful storytellers. Come and visit the paintings for yourself and be thrilled and delighted by Fungai's fascinating old master works.